Where does it go?
Hell yeah.
Sure.
And we are live.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome, everybody.
Where's
Oh,
Zilo?
damn.
Oh, I'm doing my
He
thing.
went to go get his jersey for the Detroit Lions.
Ooh.
Shameless plug to go Detroit Lions. Shameless plug NFL. Shameless plug VTubers.
Yeah.
I
Unfortunately,
mean, no, go
Well-
first, Nixie. Go.
I was just gonna say, unfortunately, I'm a
Right.
Washington Commanders fan, so.
Alright, that's okay. We stand Jaden Daniels.
Hey, Snyder sold the team, so we're rebuilding.
I mean, I was just gonna say, considering that the Dodgers won the World Series, and in this very year that they won it,
Mhm.
they had a collab with HoloLive, and Gargura sang for one of their games, and then they went to win the World Series. I'm gonna just say VTubers are lucky. All
True,
major
true.
sports should just start looking to pick up a fucking VTuber.
That's
Hey,
it.
Hey
I'm
Detroit, I'm
to
free.
VTubers.
I will change my history and everything. I will become a lion VTuber. I will be your mascot. Let's go.
I do not pertain to any NFL teams. Hear me out. Smile.
I-
Wink, wink.
I'm football. I am a football fan, so.
I'm a
Yo,
baseball
NHL. I'm your girl. I'm Canadian.
fan.
You know what? Fuck it.
Hell yeah.
American rugby. Reach out to me. I played rugby. I would love to sponsor any team. I have no loyalty.
Okay, so we got the
That's what's
NBA, not the NBA. What? Wait. We got the
There's
NHL.
NHL,
NHL.
NHL, NFL. I also and NBA is basketball or baseball? That's where I forget. Basketball.
NBA is basketball, baseball's MLB.
Ah, okay. See,
Hey.
why do we gotta
Hey,
be
just
weird?
throwing it out there. Since they want to throw the NHL out too, go CBJ.
Oh,
Love me them Columbus Blue Jackets. Let's go.
Let's go, Toronto Maple Leafs.
the only love I got in sports is the Yankees, and that's where I will bury my grave.
Hey, how about the Yankees in the
Damn,
World Series?
guys, ain't that? What's hilarious? I
Ain't,
saw a
ain't never
video
seen a
of
bigger collapse on the big stage.
the Dodgers
No.
straight up their entire strategy. Just let them play baseball. They'll fuck it up somehow.
Oh, I took notes. Not a
And
lot
I
of
bet the
notes.
Yankees
just
hated
made
it there.
I just made sure to take notes on who fought who and what names go with what. There are too many gods in today's episode.
Okay. Are we jumping into it?
I don't know.
Take it away.
All right. So this week it's my show. I'm so excited to talk about this. Holy shit! I've even rewatched some. Hubby and I went down a deep dive of all of the mythological inaccuracies. It's a good time. So today we are watching the big stupid fight anime, the anime that is the tournament arc. We are talking Record of Ragnarok. All right, so quick synopsis of the whole show, just in case y'all missed it. Sorry, I got a carrot in my mouth.
It sounds crunchy. It sounds good. It's a good carrot, I'll tell you.
No, Nova's hitting us with that ASMR.
Hey. Here
All
I
right.
was holding back on my Cheez-Its. Jesus.
So quick synopsis, just in case you missed the show and you didn't watch it and you didn't do your fucking homework.
Damn.
All of the gods have congregated in Asgard, and it has been about 10,000 years of human existence. The gods are over mankind, and honestly, I don't fucking blame them. We're kind of a mess down here. And they have all voted to eliminate mankind. Hit the big reset button, the nuclear do not touch button, okay? They hitting that shit. But there's a Valkyrie, Brunhilde, my girl, Brun. Okay. She stands up for mankind and she says, "We've got a constitution, okay? The gods have a constitution." and she basically enacts Ragnarok, a giant tournament where 12 gods will fight 12 humans, and best out of 12 wins. If the gods win, humans get annihilated. Goodbye, restart. If the humans win, they get to live another 10,000 years undisturbed by the gods.
I honestly love it. I love the concept.
I thought it was 13. Did I smoke something?
You smoked something. It's 12.
No, it's 13 fights.
Is it 13?
It's 13.
No,
It's just to make sure that
it was an uneven. It had to be
yeah.
an uneven number.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
'cause
right.
it's best 7 out of 13.
7 out of 13. Okay, I smoked something.
Good soup. Good soup is what happened.
So, first, we're gonna start off here. I told everybody here that if they only wanted to watch the first season, that's cool. We can just talk first season. I want to check with everybody. How far did everyone get? Draco, I know you're caught up, so you're exempt from this question.
I finished.
I said it in the Project UWU chat. I binged it that same night. I've been done with it since Monday morning. 5 a.m. I was done with both seasons. It was very, very highly addictive. I will say, I was glued to my screen. I think I paused it once and it was to use the bathroom. Like, there was no leaving the screen.
Okay. Nixie, you said you finished?
Yeah, I got completely through both seasons, and I didn't quite binge it all in one night, but I did it, I think, in about 3 days. I was pretty invested.
Okay.
More so in season 2, admittedly, than season 1.
Nixie, that's perfectly fine. I don't know what I went through. I just went through something. It's really rare for me to to binge an anime that aggressively and finish it, like commit to finish.
All right. And Zelo, where we at?
I already confessed to Draco and Nixie. I've only watched a little bit of the first season.
Okay, that's fair. Do you care for spoilers?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, cool.
I want
We're
to
talking
know.
all the way.
I want to know why in the hell they are so absolutely against real mythology of some of these characters, though.
It's an excellent question.
Why are they opposed to just? It's there. Like all you gotta do is look it up.
Because if we followed the
There's a backstory
mythology to the letter,
Mm-hmm.
it would not explain a lot of the ways they make these decisions. They have to edit these things to fit the narrative.
My major question.
Also, eventually.
Go ahead. You go first. Go.
Okay. Eventually, I'm gonna have to watch the second season because Jack the Ripper is apparently a character.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
Yes, he is.
Oh, it was so good.
Mhm.
They managed to make me feel bad, and I was like, how dare you make me feel feelings?
They have to make you feel something.
No, so I am really disappointed that it's only 2 seasons, because I saw when they list all of the fighters for both sides at the beginning, it was like a
Yes.
flash of it. I saw Nikola Tesla, and I'm so curious on how that fight is gonna happen.
It's on its way.
Oh my
It's
god,
a new
you have
anime.
no idea how it is one of the best fights within this entire thing. Top 10, one of the top ones.
Okay.
I've read it.
Wait, I do have
I
one
followed it.
subtle question.
Okay.
What's up?
How in Bejeebus is Odin at least he looks. But aren't both Odin and Zeus the fathers of their mythologies? So they're supposed to both be equally old. And how can we make Zeus look absolutely petrified ancient? And Odin's sitting there like, I'm in my 60s, I would say.
Well, the thing is too, both Hades and Poseidon
Hades
are
is
older
fun.
than Zeus, and they are hot, normal anime men, and Zeus is this weird thing. But I imagine it's probably like a stress thing. I would think how they explain that, just because.
Well, I know this anime got a lot of hate, and so I did a little bit of research, and some people seem to think it's because Zeus defeated Kronos, who was the personification of time, and that has something to do with why he's so old.
I don't know. Me personally, if I had the personification of time, time is endless. It does not start nor end. So I feel like it's like living in infinity. So at that point, you might as well choose what time period you want to look like. And if that with that idea, that means Zeus is choosing to look absolutely ancient.
I don't. It wasn't his choice of when he lived. It was the repercussion of him defeating Kronos.
Is that like the official explanation?
I don't think so. Damn be if this anime gave you any backstory
Oh, no, this
according to what
anime
people were
barely
saying.
gives you any.
So I don't think so. It's just it's one of those fan theories that are floating around.
Okay.
My headcanon to the explanation is that all of the gods, especially the Greek gods, can basically choose how they present themselves to everybody. And Zeus does indeed choose to present himself as this old, decrepit man because he wants to, what's the word? He wants to inspire, not necessarily, but inspire the image of the wise grandfather. Because he's given the title of grandfather / father of the universe kind of thing. So he wants to inspire that image of wisdom, of age, of seniority, all of that kind of stuff. That's my headcanon.
That's your headcanon. Me, I'm just like him fighting Kronos. Like partially, it's the whole him fighting Kronos really took it out of this poor man. And that's the only idea I could think about because genuinely I'm just like, it's not making sense to me. Not only if in this storyline you are not the oldest, there should be no reason why you look like a raisin, my friend. I'm gonna need you to put some sun lotion on, some SPF. I don't know.
Now, before we get into the fights and we get into the meat and potatoes of this anime, because in my opinion, there's so much to talk about when it comes to Record of Ragnarok. There's so many different aspects of this show that we can talk about. But the main one, big giant disclaimer, at least in my opinion, yes, the show is filled with inaccuracies. It is the most mythologically inaccurate show that talks about mythology that has ever been created. It does not follow any letters of any laws ever put in place in our world. However, I will say, inaccurate doesn't mean bad, because essentially what this show has created is its own mythology. It has taken the stories from our world, revamped them, revisited them, retossed them up, and made something new with them. So in my opinion, inaccurate doesn't necessarily mean bad.
No, I thought their explanations for a lot of stuff was just really interesting.
So let's start with the fights here. And I'd like to go fight by fight. Some of these discussions will be shorter than others, as I'm sure everybody has their own favorites and all of that kind of stuff. But let us start with the first fight of it all. Lu Bu versus Thor. What did y'all think? And I'm gonna send a picture into the Discord so Draco can put it up on stream for visuals if you would like. Not necessary, but there you go.
I thought it was bad. I like, hear me out. For it being the starter fight, I feel like we got bullied as humans in the first fight. So bad. It was like Thor was just dragging us along. There was no opportunity to be had. There was like briefly little fleeting moments of hope. And every time just, oh, cool, I can level up too, casually. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm forgetting your gods. I will go sit over here.
Okay. Okay, Nixie, what did you think?
I thought the explanation of how the Valkyrie could transform into weapons, and that's the reason why like these humans have a fighting chance is cool. But overall, I was like, oh, okay, like this is, I mean, more than likely the humans are gonna lose. And it kind of just proved that point in that fight specifically. Like,
Okay.
I had to hope.
it was not as close a fight as some of the other fights that you see kind of later on.
I just realized, did Zelo ever send me the... Oh, he did. I missed it. That's...
I did. I wondered why I'm just a rotating circle.
I thought it was because you weren't. I thought you weren't home, and we were just like on your phone or something. Because you said you had.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
no,
I
I'm
can't
home.
launch a stream from there.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, so
All right, there it
Zelo,
is.
what do you think about Thor versus Lubu?
I'm a big fan of mythology, so I think just right off the bat, I gotta state that some of these, just the character, like Thor is one of my favorite Greek mythology gods.
Yeah.
So, right off the bat, I guess it's kind of hard for me to support humanity in these fights. I think this is the only fight I've seen, so this is the only one I'm going to be able to put like a lot of input into, or at least a decent amount.
Go for it.
For me, the fight wasn't like Nixie said. Like it seemed a lot closer until you watch later fights, and you see how close those fights were. But the end of this fight was really cool to me, and just the fact that Lubu, as he's realizing he's lost, he doesn't beg or anything. He's like, "Hey, I finally fought a worthy opponent before he's beheaded." That was my absolute favorite part. Like, I don't know, it speaks volumes that, hey, these are timeless warriors facing gods for the fate of humanity.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself. All right, Draco, what are your thoughts?
It, as an individual who's also read this before it even had an anime, I'll say it like this, since I'm gonna have perspective for both sides, for both manga and the anime. Manga, the artwork for this fight, absolutely beautiful. Some of the best artwork I get to see for for what is all in all an entire manga made of another tournament arc. Some of the best. I liked it. It gave us, it pretty much laid the groundwork for what every fight moving forward is sort of gonna be. Shows us what the Valkyries are doing to try to even help the humans, to even out the playing field, because Ruhinda's very clear from the beginning. She's like, yeah, without a weapon crafted by gods or us, nothing mortal made is gonna survive.
Right.
I liked it all the way to the end as well. Just after their first clash, they were both just like, I finally found him, the one to give me this fight. Insert the Tai Lung meme of, our battle will be legendary.
Absolutely.
And just that final moment where all of Lubu's soldiers and his horse start charging at Thor. Just because they pretty much agreed, if Lubu ain't here, we aren't either.
I know. That honestly was amazing to me. That little
And Thor sent him off respectfully. He's like, "Oh, I'll send you to him. I'll send you as a tribute to the human." Oh no, wait. But then he corrects himself. He's like, "Nah, to Lubu." So it really gives you that, like, it's a great first fight to get you hooked and to keep it going for the rest of the series.
I agree. Hubby and I have had the conversation that there is definitely thematically a better fight that is had to be the first fight. However, the fight between Thor and Lu Bu to me is a good one. It sets the tone of like the humans do indeed still have an uphill battle despite the whole Volander situation. But it also sets the tone that each of these fights are going to have a theme. In this fight, the theme was two of the strongest of their time who are absolutely bored. They find camaraderie within each other through their passion of fighting. So all of these fights are going to have that hidden theme, that hidden little story arc within them. And I love that they did indeed do that for the first one, because it does set a nice tone for everything. Now, what did you guys think, especially you, Zelo? What did you think of Mjolnir?
Mjolnir.
The hammer.
Thor's hammer.
Hammer.
Yeah.
Oh.
When it got all fleshy and started having a heartbeat and got all
So
gross.
gross.
I'll be honest.
It was sentient. It was fully
That
sentient.
kind of
at that
reminds
point.
me of that reminds me of some Soul Calibur shit, kinda like y'all. I don't know how many people have played Soul Calibur, but the character Nightmare,
Yes. Exactly,
if I remember
yeah.
correctly, wasn't his sword alive as well?
It had an
Like his
eyeball,
sword would
didn't it?
talk to him. He had an eyeball or something attached to it.
Yeah.
But that's what it reminded me of. Like it made me think of Soul Calibur.
I'm not gonna lie though, when I first saw Mjolnir just start expanding and getting all flesh, I was thoroughly disturbed. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Okay,
I'm
so-
used to the MCU. That is not Mjolnir. That is a monstrosity.
maybe
I
it
agree,
has to do
Nova.
with me being a horror fan and watching stuff. So maybe like you were thinking it would affect me in that way, but because of the stuff I'm into, it didn't have that effect on me. I literally, like, it just reminded me of like a Soul Calibur character. It was
So out of
it's
all
cool
of
to
the
see, but like I didn't have any like
inaccuracies, that one didn't bother you?
that one didn't bother me as much. I gotta tell you.
I legit thought I was gonna
Like-
say
like,
I thought the inaccuracy of the size of the hammer was gonna throw you like for after you said you like the accuracy of things, seeing that it's about as big, how tall and wide this fucking thing is.
Well, I
You'd be
didn't
like,
like
oh,
that, but
Oh, but Mjolnir being a flesh monster, that's
the
fine.
fact that I didn't
Heaven
have that
sake.
gross out effect. That's why I asked, like, what do you mean? What did I think? Like, I thought I missed something. Like, it's just one of those things.
When it
You
cracks
said
open.
before we
Nova.
started this conversation that as inconsistently as they are, or as inconsistent as some of these things are, it doesn't mean they're bad. So I'm not going to sit here and shit on the anime when
Wait,
we've set the
Zilla.
precedent that it doesn't make a bad anime.
Wait, so hear me out, right? It's gonna turn into hear me out cake, honestly. Don't get it twisted. Let me finish.
Okay.
I'm assuming he's probably looking at it as the same thing as how we probably look at Pyramid Head from Silent Hill. Where
Okay.
you know for a fact it's fucked. But it looks dope and sick in his mind.
No,
I'm
fair enough,
assuming
fair enough.
It's equating to that level. It was just like that shouldn't be right, but it looks nice. Is what I imagine Zelo's mind just went to. It's like, ooh.
Well,
I'm
my
gonna say
mind, you're not wrong, Des. You're not wrong. Like, it looks cool. I can forgive it because it looked badass for what it was. But if the precedent we're sitting is that I shouldn't sit here and pick apart the mythology because the anime is good, and again, out of all of us, I'm the one who's watched the least of it, so you know, I don't have a lot to say other than picking apart certain things. So let's talk about what I like rather than what I didn't like. And
Okay.
No,
I mean,
that's fair. That's fair. It's just out of all of the inaccuracies, that
I
one
will stay
did bother me
here
the
for
most.
2 hours and go through online research and tell you why these characters make no sense. I could do that for 5 hours. Or I can
You're
say
gonna
my
need a
piece and
longer
let you guys
podcast.
cover everything, including season 2.
I will say there are far too many flesh weapons in this series. I don't mind a weapon being somewhat fleshy or the idea that a weapon is alive, but when it just kind of becomes a mass of flesh, but it is also its own separate thing, my brain does not compute, and I'm just like, I don't like it. I don't like it. So the I don't know, his hammer being that way, I don't like it. It needs to be
No,
burned with
fair.
fire.
That's how disgusted she is. She's just like
It needs to go to hell, the underworld, whatever
burn it
the
with
hell.
fire.
Yeah, it needs to be put into unholy fire and be burned alive.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's move on here because we could talk forever, but let's move on to the second fight, which was Adam versus Zeus. So, Hubby and I have talked about this. He and I are in agreement that we agree that this should have been the first fight. Thematically speaking, we have the first man, the 10 zeros followed by a singular 1, Adam, father of all mankind, first dude to walk the earth, versus the supposed grandfather of gods.
Grandfather of the cosmos.
Grandfather of the cosmos.
No, I agree. It should have been the first fight. I wish it was. I also wished that it didn't end the way it did.
No,
Okay.
for real.
All right, so let's talk about it. What do we all think?
I wish that the lore that they gave us of Adam was the real one. Nobody come for me. But honestly, I like that storyline, that little backstory so much. Cause the snake being a creep on Eve and him saying, fuck the gods. Cause y'all were ready to crucify her for something she didn't do. Like, no. And he's just like, yeah, see, now I'm gonna make all the gods my personal enemy. I didn't choose to be here, but guess what? Now I'm gonna make it a living hell for you guys in heaven. Yay.
No, I agree. I thought the backstory that they gave was a really interesting interpretation of the story of Adam and Eve. I also like that they did make Adam pissed off at all the gods, especially because it's I mean as someone who's loosely religious, it's yeah, God put the apple in there, was don't eat it, no, but they had to walk by that damn apple tree every day, so I don't know, that's on God.
It's you set me up for failure to begin with, and it's like saying, well, no, it's exactly that. It's don't touch it. But damn well, the curiosity of a child is to touch. It is the #1 thing. So why would you knew it was gonna happen. You knew it.
Exactly.
You just wanted to see it. You just wanted to see us fail. But in this storyline, Eve doesn't even eat the apple. She adamantly tells the snake no, and that she doesn't want any of his advances. And the snake is just like, you whore, I'm gonna make you pay for denying me what I want. You can't tell me no. And frames the poor girl. What? And then Adam comes in like a hero. I don't know. I had a little bit of a crush. At first, I was like, I don't want anything to do with Adam. Because my own personal views of Adam. But this one, it was just kind of cute.
Wood smash.
Wood smash.
Remember when the biggest discussion when we showed the thumbnail for this show, it was why the hell is there a leaf and how the hell it stays up?
Yeah.
And now this is how y'all feel for Adam?
I mean, no. I'm still questioning how the hell that leaf held up. Because Like, I get that he's Adam and the fig leaf thing, but like when they show Eve, her leaves have vines that act like bra and panty, like straps. Adam just has the fucking leaf and some weird magic
What I want to
shit.
say can't be used. I'm gonna type it into the
He's
fucking
simply
Google.
him. He is simply him. That's how the leaf stays up.
I like Adam a lot. His like character backstory was something I really liked, but like that leaf still lives in my head, rent free. All right.
That's hilarious, Des.
If you look at the Project UWU, I'm not going to say what I wrote. Just know that's
Did you? Oh,
goodness.
Desi!
the
For
best I
once,
can
it
give
wasn't
you
me saying
live
something
is
dirty.
naughty juice. All right, naughty juice. That is how it's
Naughty
stayed.
juice.
Oh god, I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. All right.
We'll
So
rip it off like a
Zilo, what
Band-Aid.
did you think? What did you think of Adam versus Zeus?
I didn't watch
He's already
Adam
out
versus
at this
Zeus.
point.
Oh, you
Yeah.
didn't. Okay. Okay, Draco.
I won't lie. Yeah, this could have been the first fight, though. I feel like just having Lubu versus Thor
Mm-hmm.
as more of a physical, because people would think, oh, physically we shouldn't be able to keep up. Here goes Lubu proving that one wrong, and then
Mhm.
Adam ties it all together with the, because obviously humanity is always at each other's throat for their own profit and gains.
Right.
But then the message of it at the end, not near the end, where he's like, because Zeus even asks him, he's like, "Oh, you don't have, what's your real reason to fight? Because it's clearly you're not mad at us. I can't see you being pissed with us. I keep looking at you." And he's like, "Yeah, no, it's just because what dad wouldn't want to protect their kids."
And it was so cute. That was
And,
so
and
wholesome.
that's how it ties everything, all the humanity together.
Mhm.
I guess spiritually and mentally, because they all hit their own form of a prayer, but they all pretty much
Yeah.
showed unity.
Yeah.
And damn, was the ending.
Uh-huh.
It's one of the most goddamn toss-up endings where it will forever hurt,
Yep.
because one drop of blood in the eye really turned that around.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then they managed to hit the trope of kept swinging even after death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing I wanted to talk about with this fight. What did y'all think about Adam's power and how it
What's
comes
the
from
power?
the fact that he is indeed created in the image of the gods, therefore he can kind of just copy them? What do you guys think
I
of
love it.
I loved his brass knuckles.
that? Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, you're literally
Oh,
gonna beat
knuckles.
the shit out of the gods."
Is
Right.
this human really going to fist fight with the gods? Fuck right he is.
I mean, to be fair, so did Zeus though. I don't remember what was Zeus's weapon. Did he even use a weapon, or did he just?
No,
really
it
No.
was
use
just
his
his body.
Yeah, so it's just
Zeus
like
did not want to use. Zeus has a weapon, but he said it himself. "Oh, if I were to use my weapon, it might end this too quick. So I'm gonna just beat you down with these hands."
Exactly. It was needed. It was a lovely fight, I will say.
He sounds like a bitch.
Who, Zeus?
Out!
Zeus is a troll.
Sean, Sean's a non-believer.
The whole season, you see this man getting excited and pissed off the whole time. He's like, "Ooh, humans are interesting." Okay.
Yeah.
I have to say, my favorite moment of the Adam and Zeus fight definitely has to be the point where Zeus asks him if, like, why are you doing all of this? And Adam just, like, straight up is like, does a father really need a reason to fight for his children? And then just every human in the stadium just starts crying. Is like, yes, that is right. He is Papa, he is Daddy.
Daddy!
Daddy Adam.
I also just like the ending
Oh, Lord.
sequence where Zeus pretty much nails him with like an overhand right.
Mhm.
Adam eats that shit, grabs Zeus by the hair, and he's just like, yeah, this is how we have to finish it.
Fuck yes.
Oh, that was brutal though.
I feel like they should have ended in a tie because yes, even though Adam did die, Zeus lost. He did lose.
Well, the rule is that it is a fight to the death, so it's whoever dies first.
And Zeus does point that out in the fight. He, like, at the end of it all, he said, if this was a contest of pure endurance, he would have taken the victory. But he's been unconscious now for, like, the last, like, 2-3 minutes.
Like, man has just been sitting here dying, just dead, still swinging because adrenaline is a hell of a drug.
Because he's fighting for his children! The love! Daddy fights for us!
Daddy! 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 We can't say it the normal way no more. Society has ruined it.
I will also say, like, as a sucker for emotionally unavailable, light-haired anime men, like, Adam is definitely, I think, my second favorite character from the show. I'll wait till I get to my actual favorite later.
I think I know who you're talking.
My two favorites are in the same episode, and I'm gonna have a minute to wait.
But I do have to say, Adam versus Zeus is like, it competes for first place in my favorite fights of this whole fucking show. Adam versus Zeus is like fucking peak.
It was.
All right. Let's move on to the third fight. Poseidon versus Kojiro Sasuke. What did y'all think?
Dude. Insane.
Yeah.
Grandpa Kojiro.
The fact that, so, like, I guess the humans have to request, like, hey, can we fight in this landscape, but the gods don't have to request that of the humans is interesting. But, like, oh my god, that was a fight. That was a good fight.
Can it be
I
honest?
think... Go for it.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a losing battle. Not because of his age, but you can see how it's almost like Poseidon and Thor had essentially the same aura of he couldn't be bothered. There was no, you could see he was not stimulated until like late into their fight. And so I'm just like, you could tell that there was no winning for Grandpa, and I was like, mind you, the man is learning as he goes, and still, it hurt.
He won.
It just hurt.
He won though.
But it hurt. You're not understanding. Poseidon was holding back. You can tell if he really wanted to, he could have killed him off from the beginning.
Oh,
what
yeah.
killed him was pride.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's all
okay.
It was. Oh no, it still hurt.
I loved it. The setup was amazing with first Brunhilde being confused as to why he looks like an old man.
That was funny.
For those that don't know, the humans do not look like they do by the time they die. They are summoned in their
Prime.
Peak form.
their spirits. Yeah, their peak where their body is at its peak. But ever since Kojiro made it to heaven, he hasn't stopped training, so his body has actually come out all aged up. So that was just amazing. It's like, yeah, we get an old man character for this.
Yay!
Yay!
And he balled out. Now I will say, this is probably one of the first fights where a lot of people say plot armor.
Plot armor, my fucking ass.
That man.
But I don't
blood,
really
sweat, and
care.
tears.
I love the fight. Great pace. Great start. Great explaining a lot of Kojiro's unique skills, how he got so strong.
He is our
And then
greatest
the final-
loser, let's be honest.
The
Yep.
dual wield at the end. Oh, beautiful. Perfect
Yes.
combo. One arm. Man clearly watched Star Wars. He took one arm, then the other, and then just dropped the fuck out of Poseidon.
And I love the theming matchup of like the god who's never lost versus the man who's quote unquote never won, you know, history's greatest loser, even though like he wins all of his fights in his mind, kind of thing.
He's never actually gone back to go defeat anybody aside from the first, like his initial like trainers, his initial sensei.
Yeah.
Like aside from that, no, he's never actually gone back to be like, yeah, I beat you. He's just like, no, I'm gonna beat you in my mind, and then I'm gonna go to the next person, get beat up by them, and then come back later.
All right, let me say it. Who else thought him and the friendship between Musashi and Kojiro at the end?
That was
Sorry,
so
Misha.
fucking cute.
It was adorable. Do I ship? Is that what you're asking? Do I think that
I was like, now that I've reread it multiple times, I'm like, this is kind of.
Is raising flags? Is it raising a rainbow flag for you?
I was just like, it seems like this fight really did just really awoken something with each of them. So I'm gonna just leave it there.
I just
putting
wanna-
that coon in there.
I just want to point something out though. Poseidon has requested the arena to be filled with water. That request was fulfilled, and yet we never really see Poseidon use the water in any meaningful way. Like it's
Why
kind
I said that this man was literally just holding back and taunting the whole time. He was not trying. He just. When I tell you, if he wanted to, he would. He
It was genuinely just a flex for that entrance.
honestly, because like the
Yeah.
only god we've seen up until this point actually use their weapon of myth was Thor, and we turned the damn hammer into a meat monster.
A meat mallet, if you will.
A meat mallet. So like that part kind of irks me a little bit here, but overall, I think the fight was really fucking good. The fight was great.
It was. It kept you on your toes.
Mm-hmm.
He kept breaking his own limits. He's like, I'm not done yet.
Yep. And the fact that like history, like quote history's greatest loser is like the first human to grab a win kind of thing. that shit was good.
That shit right there is called irony. It's like, really? Out of all the humans you could have paired him with? It's like, oh, all right, I'm gonna sit down over here and eat my cookies. But still, it hurt to see. I don't know why, but it genuinely hurt to see the fight. I was in despair. Mind you, I wanted when I first, like the first 10 minutes of episode 1, and they were just like, yeah, so we're choosing to just destroy humans. I was like, fair enough. We're not worthy. We destroyed our planet. I understand. Was it not Athena? What's her name? Aphrodite's point of view. They just destroy everything that they touch. Got it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Aphrodite?
Yes, let's
Do you want to talk about
Aphrodite.
Okay, as
I knew this was
someone,
gonna happen.
so like I am an American. Oh my god, hold on.
She needs a reduction. I'm gonna say it right now. That woman needs a reduction. My back hurts for her. Even though
As an American H cup, okay. I don't care that Aphrodite is an immortal goddess. She has back problems.
Why do you think
Her
she has
fucking
the men
chair!
holding them for her?
Yeah, her fucking
Yeah.
chair has to hold up her boobs for her. They flew back into her face in the wind. She should have suffocated and died.
It's too much booba. It's too. I was like, and I don't know. Her attitude doesn't. I don't know. Maybe because I'm like low key in love with Aphrodite. The personality they gave her is just kind of stuck up in my brain. And I'm just like, I don't like
doesn't
you.
that kind of fit?
No, not at all.
Zillow.
She's very
Aphrodite.
What?
Aphrodite's supposed to be lovingly.
Aphrodite.
She's supposed to be
Aphrodite.
lovingly.
Isn't she? Can't she be a stuck-up one?
So she is supposed to be lovingly, but she also, like, in mythology
petty bitch,
has,
isn't she?
yeah, she has a lot of
Yeah.
Jealousy, and that
Very
jealousy
petty.
is then she acts on that jealousy via pettiness, which is like the biggest example of that is the Medusa thing, right? Or is that Athena? Just kidding.
I think that's
That-
Athena.
That was Athena.
But Aphrodite is like, oh, you call somebody else prettier than me, I'ma do some shit.
Didn't that like start a war or some shit?
Start wars. There's like, she will do some weird ass shit just because someone's like, you are
But
as
she's-
pretty or more
I
pretty
don't know.
than.
Listen.
Aphrodite.
All this, and I still don't
Yeah.
think her personality is stuck up. It's just she knows she's supposed to be the hottest woman to ever exist. And
Sucks.
that's what I'm saying. It's like I wouldn't take it as stuck up. It's like she just knows. So I would think she acts extra cute because she knows what she got. And she's petty if somebody else calls that other person cute or cuter. Like I feel that. It's like a what is not a tsundere? What is that character that literally like a Gemini almost? Like you could flip a script at any second?
Yandere?
A yandere?
Go look at all the deres. There's like 5 or 6 of them.
But that's the personality she gives me is I'm always cute, I'm always peppy, and then you said what? Is honestly how I
it's a
imagine her.
yandere. That
Yeah.
sounds like a yandere.
Yeah, Yandere.
Yeah.
So that's why I mentally I picture her. So to see her be kind of like stuck up and her nose up and everything, I was just like, ew, you're giving me all the ick. And your
Good.
titties are obviously too big for your head. So I'm gonna need you to go get a boobie reduction.
Like, honestly, look at those things. I posted a picture in the chat. Look at those things.
They are like again, like I understand the big booba struggle, but like girly, if I had those boobs, I don't think I would be alive. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna
like,
let
The way I
chefs
beg
set
my
up
doctor,
for
please
themselves
let the
just to be
insurance
safe.
tell me I have to get a reduction. Please,
Actually-
doctor.
Fun fact, I told one of my coworkers, like, oh, I've been watching this show, it has the gods, but like poor Aphrodite, I don't care if she's a god, she's back problems. And one of my coworkers started watching it, and the only text I got from him was, Jesus Christ, Aphrodite. By the way, the man who texted me is Jewish. So,
You got this man messed up in 3 different religions. God,
Yes.
Stop.
he was like, oh, good heavens.
Good googly moogly, if you will.
Googly boogly.
Those things are extremely juicy.
Oh god. Okay, so I assume we have nothing left to say about Poseidon versus Kojiro.
Oh no, we've 1,000%
No, I think we've talked about it.
derailed.
Okay.
We
Okay.
derailed.
I just love that Poseidon was still trying to talk shit as he was dying.
Cause he can't help it.
That man
I mean,
got
it's-
filleted.
Truly, Kojiro must have watched the final battle between Obi-Wan and Anakin. Just learn from the greatest, just to chop off the limbs.
I mean, it's the smart idea. What you gonna do? Stare at me to death?
I mean, considering that when he lost the second arm, he straight up grabbed the last bit of his trident with
His
teeth.
mouth? Yeah. He pulled a Zoro real quick. He said, "Hold on."
He
And
said,
the
I'm
next
ready.
thing I was
I still got this.
honestly, all he was missing was his toes. Honestly, I'm like, listen, you might got some grippers. I don't know.
All right, yeah, there we go. We've said it all for.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Draco, but fight number 4 is Jack versus Hercules.
Heracles.
Hercules.
Do they call him Hercules or Heracles?
They
'Cause I
call
know
his
that
Hercules. His
Hercules.
name is Heracles, but his name is Hercules.
I blame
So-
him.
I know manga wise they were like, oh yeah, they sort of named him like this so to show respect to Zeus's wife Hera.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is something you'll hear from me guys. The anime cuts out a lot of like minor details, so unless you go to read it, these small details and small tidbits of info they like to drop, you will never hear it.
Oh, they dropped that in the anime too. Okay. So, fight Number 4, Hercules versus Jack the Ripper.
I want to
Okay,
preface
go
this
for it.
by saying that I've been reading because I really want to talk about this fight because I cheated a little bit because obviously
Started season 2 immediately.
if you don't know who Jack the Ripper is, do some quick research real quick. I don't want to talk about it too much on stream, but he was a character that I knew was coming up just through looking at the wiki and everything. And so I read a little bit, I watched a little bit.
That's why you've been quiet this whole time.
Yes, because I'm trying to give myself a chance to actually add something to the conversation.
He was so excited. He was like,
So I was like, that fight that I was like, hey, we're gonna get to Jack the Ripper. I know this is a character that I wanted to see. I know I dropped the ball in watching this, but damn it, I'm gonna talk about this fight.
That's fine. That's fine. We got to this fight early. I knew it was gonna be a big one. I knew, especially for myself, because this is personally like the other top contender for favorite fight, like Adam and Zeus versus Jack the Ripper and Hercules. Like both of these two fights, in my opinion, are absolutely fucking peak.
Now, can I ask a question?
Yes, go.
I need everybody's opinion from before you, without really. We all know he's an unaliver, right? We know this for a fact. Now, given that information, who are you voting for at the beginning of this fight?
Daddy.
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
I was gonna say that does not answer anything, Nixie. Daddy could be go either way. We're looking at these men. All right.
No. One of them is Daddy.
One of them fits
The
her
other
description.
The
other is not.
Oh yeah, you don't like old foxes. Okay, yeah, you're right.
No. I'm saying Daddy is in Jack the Ripper. I will say like he's very Daddy.
I thought you liked
Hercules
the
is.
muscle.
I don't to be okay. I'm a person. I don't like overly muscular men. See, now we're getting into my personal life. I don't like overly muscular men. I like semi-fit men, semi-buff. But like, if you got like a bunch of definition, like I don't know. I feel like that's a lot of time at the gym. Not with me. That's like also a lot of really restrictive diets. I'm not following that. So like that's right. But like. I also just think like, damn, like Jack the Ripper's poise. He's a white-haired, emotionally unavailable anime man.
Wait,
like,
so was anybody actually
Dude can sing
voting
too,
for
creepily, but he can
Hercules?
sing.
Yes, he can sing.
No, I didn't vote for. I obviously I need the humans to win, but also I don't know. I didn't vote for Herc. I didn't care. I don't know what it is. I care for him because of his backstory makes him interesting, but at the same time I'm like, nah, bish, you on that side. I don't care what you're gonna go beg them to not kill us. You, especially if that was gonna work, why didn't you do it before this tourney, huh? Exactly. Fuck out of here.
See, for me, I'm just like, you know what makes a great combatant? A killer. Guess what killers do? Kill. What do we need in this fight? A death. I feel like he's the best candidate right now out of everybody so far. I was like, oh yeah, this should be a good fight. But his backstory, if somebody else would like to say it, because I'm gonna miss details and butcher it, his backstory is just so lovely and so sad. Oh. At least that happened in the
where he was the son of a prostitute.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about? Like his actual like childhood and all that?
Yes.
Where he was the son of a prostitute who was born with a special eye so he could see people's auras. And his mother was supposed to be married to a rich man, and the aura of his mother's love intrigued him. He loved it. Like he was obsessed with it. He loved it until
He thought it was the most beautiful thing in the world.
Yes, the most beautiful thing in the world to him. Until the guy that she was supposed to marry, the rich man, betrayed her and married another woman, and his mother started treating him badly, and he realized that the love that he saw was not the love for him that she had, but the love for the lifestyle that she wanted, or that she was promised.
Right.
And in doing that, he killed his mom. He
Mm.
went and killed his father, and he
And
fell
then he
in
found-
love with the
Mhm.
what?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
No. I was gonna say he
Someone's-
killed her
someone say
because it was a prettier color. He killed her because when
Yeah,
she showed fear
because
of
the
prettier color.
yes, he fell in love, and he continued killing after killing both of them because he loved the collar of fear, the aura of fear, the collar of the aura of fear.
I like how you say collar and not color.
Collar.
All right,
Oh,
I might be this guy, and everyone might hate me on this one. For those that don't know,
Be that guy.
Be that guy.
there are official side stories written and drawn up by the author for this series.
Mhm.
It eventually gets exposed. The person we have in front of us, he ain't even the real Jack the Ripper. He just stole his fucking name.
That's crazy.
I
He
mean,
killed the real one. I think he killed the real one. I gotta go reread it, but he got picked. And Brunhilde knows all of this, by the way. But she still picked him because she's like, yeah, no, your malice is legit.
I mean, to be fair,
Good enough.
we as humans have never figured out the real identity of Jack the Ripper, and at this point, we never will.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And on top of that,
fact,
in
there is a
historically
theory that-
speaking,
You
here
good?
goes
Two
Zelo.
people were talking at once.
Okay. Realistically speaking, there are theories out there from people who have gone back and looked at the facts of the case that we have. Obviously, forensics and stuff weren't where it was back when he was actually doing the killings, but there are theories that suggest that there may have been more than one. There were copycat killers who copycatted so well, and because of the way technology was back then, they didn't know the difference. And so Jack the Ripper wasn't just supposedly one guy.
I mean, there's a chance it could have been a committee.
There's a chance of that too, but my point is, like, somebody was like, oh, I want to kill. Oh, there's already this killer that maybe they're looking for him. They won't look for me. They'll copycat that killer.
Yeah. No, yeah, I just felt like I had to bring it up that the person we have officially probably ain't even the real Jack the Ripper in Record of Ragnarok universe.
I mean, didn't you see our lovely little our lovely what's that called? One of our audience members, Sherlock, who was like super dumbfounded. He was like, "So there you are, the one person I could never find."
Sir
Oh, the
Conan
author.
Doyle, yes.
yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that they had Sir Conan Doyle and Shakespeare in the audience. That was fucking great.
It was beautiful. It was
Mhm.
beautiful because everybody's just like trying to like break apart what's Jack's our version of Jack in their just like what's his motive? What is he gonna do? Why is he doing it the way he's doing? And they're just like, easy. I'll explain. And it's like, please. Please, you're just so
Yep.
poetic.
So, let's get down to the fight. How did Nova? You can start us off on this one.
Okay,
How
okay.
did you enjoy the fight?
I absolutely fucking loved the fight of Jack the Ripper versus Hercules. Holy fucking shit. I love that they put it in fucking London. And as soon as Hercules walked into London, you knew Hercules was fucked. Because it's like, are you really gonna let Jack the Ripper run around the streets of London at night and terrorize you? My boy, you have made a mistake. This is his playground. This is his home.
Especially with what the Valkyrie gifted him.
Oh my god, his Volander.
Oh, I want to talk about that. Yes.
Oh, his Volander makes so much sense. It's so perfect for Jack the Ripper, the man who can make anything a weapon of murder. Oh, he turned this city into his weapon. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
so beautiful.
It was. I was just
I
like,
just like how they were like, he lied? How dare he lie? As in, like, that's not what a murderer would do.
The
And then he
head.
lied like
one.
2 more times.
yes! He
Yep.
just kept going.
Oh my god, it's the head. It was the head games for me.
Oh my god, yes.
Yep. So for those that haven't watched and are trying to figure out what we're talking about, Jack the Ripper starts this fight by saying that his Voland is a giant pair of scissors. He does a like a cool little trick to try and show that it's strong, but on the first clash with Hercules, it breaks. Then after he pulls a couple slick shit, like a slick move on him, he makes Hercules believe these knives that he has in his little satchel. The first set didn't hurt him, but on the second set they did hurt him. So he's like, "Yeah, my real Volan's the bag. Everything I pull out is custom made to kill you." Then we find out that was a lie too. The satchel just had a bunch of fucking knives in it, and that his real weapon, his real Volan was his gloves, which with their power, every Volan has its own unique power. Some don't get as shown off, or some aren't like as combat useful as you would expect. But this one was, it could pretty much turn anything he touches into a Volan, into a sacred weapon which could injure Hercules.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's the whole thing where also the gods' bodies won't get damaged if it's just a regular human forged weapon.
Also, hi Van.
Hi, Van.
It was just
Boy,
so
Van.
good. He was just flipping scripts. He's like, "Well, wait, there's more."
Oh,
Yeah, what was your reaction when Hercules lost his arm though?
oh yeah.
I was like, oh, it's over.
yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I was escaping.
I was surprised, but I knew it wasn't the end of the fight. So to say, like Hercules wasn't gonna go down just losing an arm. He's
Yeah.
the god of strength. Like it's his whole thing is strength.
Yeah, but I'm asking
So I
the
knew-
shock value for you.
And the shock
Obviously
value?
because they've already beat it into us in this fight. Anything man-made should not be able to hurt a god.
Right.
And at this point, we're still under the pretense that it's the satchel producing knives that is giving him the weapons necessary to hurt Hercules. But then
You know
he
what?
chucks Big Ben's face at him.
Yeah.
I will.
Because obviously, because it's so beat into you, you would think, oh, this should just crumble under his arm, like crumble against his arm, or bounce off. But next thing you see, it legit lopped off his whole arm. That part of his arm.
Right.
And then everybody just loses their fucking mind. Like, what the fuck is happening?
Right, it's the fact that he even tricked Loki.
Yeah, then Loki's just in the stands like, oh, I figured it out now. He played a little prank. Fuck, I love Loki. I love how they depict Loki in this show.
Yes.
Oh,
They
you
did
aren't gonna like him later.
He's a little psychopath.
Yes, he is. My thing, is Hercules also, technically he was meant to win this fight. I don't know, it's like back and forth in my mind for me. Because of I forget what it's called, but the little markings all over his body. The more he used his power, the more the markings covered him.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, his labors.
yes. and
Each
so-
labor would expand the tattoo.
And the more the tattoo took over, the closer he was to death. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
so it at this point it is a thing of stamina, of who lasts last, essentially. Like you're gonna die to either the markings or Jack. Pick a poison. And this was after the fact that this was one of like those little in between scenes in the fights where Zeus, Hercules, who else was in that room? All the gods were like pissed off that they lost in that last fight because they're like,
Oh
no.
yeah.
Oh, Shiva,
Shiva.
Ares, Hermes,
And
Zeus, and Loki.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Loki.
Because we skipped over it, but Shiva was technically supposed to be Adam's original opponent,
Yes.
but Zeus big dicked his way into that fight because
He
he
would've-
saw Adam and he was like, "I want that fight."
No, he saw that we got provided weapons, and they're like, oh, magic. Ooh, I'm gonna play because he was just gonna sit up there and just chill.
Technically, he was supposed to be the last fight. They already preset their rotation.
Adam should have gotten that win, absolutely.
Yep.
How do we feel about Jack's soul essentially being saved by the end of his fight with Hercules? Did any of you
Worth
pick
it.
up on that?
I didn't, but also, like, honestly, you know, he's saving all of humanity by just being himself. Let the little freak into heaven. Who cares?
listen, because I mean, Hercules had a good point. He's like, oh, because he was a decent person who just was dealt a really bad hand at life. This is why I said this is why I was like I was mad at the show for making me feel bad for a literal murderer. So the fact that I was just like, you know what? Not only did you fight for humanity, you were really brilliant as a child, and because of the cards that were dealt to you in life and the mental break you had at early childhood, made me go just like, damn, you deserved better. Even Hercules said that you deserved better, and if you would have had the right people in your life, you could have been great. And it's just like, yeah, he deserves a second chance at life. He does. He really did.
And you see throughout the anime afterwards, with every other like little interaction that Jack has with the people around the arena and all of that stuff, he is he is turning and acting a little bit more human every single time. So with like Jack seeing the color of like true empathetic, absolute no condition love that Hercules had for him being a human, like I think that's an absolute an absolute win for Hercules, even though he did lose the round. And I agree, Van, Adam should have fucking won. Adam should have won.
Is always tickling my chin with her little tail. It's okay.
I won't lie. I liked
petting me.
I liked Brunhilde when what's the other one's name? I forgot how to pronounce her name. The one that's always following Brunhilde.
Oh, it starts something with a G.
Girl, that got
Something like that.
Grohl?
Grohl. There you go.
Grohl.
Yeah.
Because remember how she asked like, oh, why'd you even pick Jack? And she's like, oh, don't you know the one thing humans have over gods? It's malice.
Fucking malice. Humans are angry little shit.
Yeah. Gods might have pride, but we have malice. It is our only equivalent, but at the same time, eventually a pride will get a god killed. Malice, it's like saying the person who can't stop fight, berserker. It's like an immediate. It's the one thing that fuels a berserker. Berserker. There we go.
Man, we're all struggling to speak today, huh?
When do I ever speak correctly?
You know what? True.
In my defense, I am still feeling a little bit of that hangover, so. It wasn't even a party. It was kind of just self-induced torture.
Oh no!
I'll give my final thoughts on why Jack is my favorite character.
Okay.
Yes, give it.
So when you think of gods, especially here in like North America, we have the religions that we get most of our religious reference from, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how we learn religion and everything. And so Jack the Ripper, to me, is a complete antithesis of everything religion stands for in North America, at least. And I think that is why I know for a fact that is why he's my absolute favorite character. This is literally the antithesis of gods standing up against gods.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
No,
Agreed. Very well put.
Also, I have a question about Jack. And
Okay.
it made me honestly surprised. At least this version of Jack, right? Jack ixnays all women, right?
Okay, yeah.
Did nobody notice that he chose to never come for the woman that took care of, was in the same house as his mother and him?
Yep.
Yeah, because she treated him right.
I was just like, that was so wholesome. And it was so nice.
Oh, the fact that she was in the stands cheering him on.
Yeah, she was.
Even when people started talking shit.
I was just like, you should have adopted him and
It-
made
it
sure he
even-
go crazy.
It's shown in the anime when Hercules makes the declaration of love. Like, it's the first time, other than Anne, that anyone has shown pure love for Jack.
Yeah, she said something about if only, because she eventually went back to the room to see how all the blood that was everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
She mentioned something about how he had the unfortunate hand, and that hopefully God could give him the love he needed.
Right.
And there you go. The fact that while everybody was chucking rocks at Jack at the end,
Mm-hmm.
she was the only one that was smiling for him.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm glad that he didn't also ixnay her in life, because I'm like, that woman did nothing wrong by you. I mean, neither did the other women that he did, but they just reminded him a little too much of his own mama.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm just like, oh, hot dog.
Yeah.
Good thing he didn't.
All right.
He got knocked down and she was the only one cheering to get him back up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
All right, we got to get to the next one.
Yes, we do. We do. I knew that Jack the Ripper, the Jack fight was gonna take a little while, so I'm glad we got to that early. But next up, we have Shiva versus Raiden. Also, Van, that fight is coming up quite literally next after this one. Yeah, it's coming up right after this
Oh,
one.
it's
So
Yeah.
yeah. So next up is Shiva versus Raiden, where we have basically boxing versus sumo wrestling.
Yeah.
And Draco, I know you've got some thoughts about the Valkyrie on this one.
Oh,
Uh,
sure. I bet he does.
Wood. That's all. That's it. Can't judge me. Wood. Mountains to climb. Dwarves. All that shit. Whatever you feel like calling me. Wood.
No.
Big woman. Yes.
It's okay.
Big thighs.
because hear me
Yes.
out. The way that Brunhilde and Goro was
Yeah.
talking about oh crap, hold on, what's his name again? Our
Raiden?
sumo wrestler.
Raiden.
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 One of them.
Raiden,
Um,
Raiden.
it's-
Sorry.
I will say would. Absolutely would. I'm sorry. Like I thought I wouldn't, but then I was like, he kind of cute and he kind of funny and hear me out. There was a lot of hear me outs throughout the episode that were happening in my
Right.
head. I was like,
Not gonna lie, I would too. With Raiden there, I would too.
okay. I was like, wait, but like, hear me out.
That lucky
Like-
son of a bitch. He's living out my dreams.
But
Well,
as for
saying the
the
right
fight
cards.
itself, let's go down the line. Nixie, what do you think?
I thought it was a pretty good fight. I'll be honest. I think my attention definitely waned during this fight when I was
Mhm.
watching. As much as I like, I think I really enjoyed the Jack the Ripper Hercules fight, and then I got to this fight, and the energy was different. And not in a bad way. I thought the characters were interesting. I think at that point I'd gotten kind of tired of the fact that each fight takes 3 to 4 episodes just so you can go over backstory. And sometimes it like goes over backstory and then it goes over the other person's backstory and then it goes back over a different part of the first person's backstory, and like that just did numbers on my attention span.
So all the
Particularly
bounces
this
didn't
fight.
really help. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I thought it was a good fight, but I don't really have any like strong opinions on it. Just because him having his super suppressed muscles was really interesting, but like outside of that, like this fight's kind of a blur for me.
No, fair enough. Desi, what do you think?
Hear me out. I rather enjoyed both their backstories. The fight itself was pretty cool, but for me, what drew me in were the backstories, and it's because I was just like, one is just so, oh, poor baby Raiden, and his family, just oh, y'all struggling for real, and then seeing the brotherhood of Shiva and his brother, well, not
Shiva and
his best friend / brother,
yeah.
and
No, yeah, I know.
Like,
Damn it.
his
How
story
am I
was
forgetting
a
his name?
tearjerker because it's not what he wanted. He was doing what his best friend wanted and just ended up being better than him, and so it's just like, no, you didn't want this, you did. You just like this. You just lost the best friend because his best friend couldn't handle that he's stronger than him. Like, you what? And then you didn't keep in contact with him? No. But the fight was, I will say, epic. It was hard to even pick a side. Rudra. Yeah, it was hard to pick a side because they were really both good people. Like, they well, at least good spirits, you know? Like, they had good mental, a good mind. I mean, the only reason why Raiden even did sumo wrestling was simply because he wanted to feed his family and his home, you know, his neighbors and such, because they, you know, it takes a community to raise a child, and the community did help him grow up, and it's how he got to be.
Oh, they were so close to fucking that up, though.
Oh,
Let's be real. Remember, he tried sumo out first.
Yeah, and
he everyone was scared of him because obviously he's got muscles on muscles on muscles. So even as a little kid, he's sending people flying.
Yeah.
But it was due to his mom telling him, you got to use that gift to help everybody.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for her, yeah, that's another villain origin story dodge.
See, those were other kids. Those were other kids. It's like kids being mean kids. Teenagers too, but kids being mean kids. All the adults were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, but that could snowball.
Oh no, easily. But that just shows his character. Like, he was raised right. And
exactly.
And then Shiva, he's such a good best friend. He's like, matter of fact, I don't know the streamer, but everybody, apparently all the men know, what's up, brother? That it gives that energy. And I'm like, it's so
fuck.
You're making me forget his name. It's oh my god. What's up, brothers?
Yeah.
It's Tuesday.
I just know the name from TikTok, but he has reached my ears, and I'm like, it sounds so cute. I don't know.
Yes, Sketch. I was like, it starts with an S. Sketch.
But I'm just like, it gives that energy, and I'm just like, he's like, yeah, I'm down. I want to be the strongest. Yeah, let's go to the top
walking
of the
definition of fuck it, we ball.
Exactly. And so seeing that fight was tough. All these fights were tough for me, but like, genuinely, trying to pick a side, that's where it lies in being difficult.
Van says in chat, this is the first fight I wasn't upset about the side winning, and I kind of agree. And it goes hand in hand with what Nixie said a little bit. Like, this fight, like, especially after coming down a huge epic fight like Jack versus Herc, it really is like you have such a huge high and then you're going down to such a huge low. Like, not to say that the fight itself is necessarily bad. It was a good fight. It had its good themes. Shiva versus Raiden.
Raiden.
I think it's pronounced Raiden in the show. I keep saying Raiden because I've heard the name before, so I keep saying it the original way I learned.
Raiden is I believe a Japanese god, and so I think like the character is named after the god.
For me, it's Mortal Kombat, so yeah.
Basically, he is a real sumo wrestler that existed. Though for sumo wrestlers, once you get big enough to a certain extent, most will take up a ring name.
So like, yeah, the Shiva and Raiden. There we go. It's a good matchup. It's a good matchup. Those two, like, I wouldn't think of anyone else to fight Shiva, basically. But I agree that their fight isn't necessarily memorable in any way. The most memorable part of this whole duo is how Raiden fell in love head over fucking heels with his Valkyrie because she is just that woman for him, you know what I mean? Like, that is the memorable part of this section.
You know what's the memorable part about the relationship?
What's that?
Let me go. I want you to live. No. I'm with you with the love of my life. I'm like, Oh, swooned. I am swooned. How? It's so cute.
Yes, Van. Basically, both Raiden and Shiva were very similar in the core of
Yeah.
they carried everything on their shoulders, the hopes
Absolutely.
and dreams.
Absolutely.
Though I will say Raiden's backstory was so sad in the sense that he was too strong to be able to truly enjoy sumo.
Yeah.
Come on.
Because he didn't like feeling like he was bullying the weaker wrestlers. And a lot of the legends that they talked about in this one were pretty much true. He had, for a top flight wrestler, he had a undeniable record set. He was pretty much the most winning sumo wrestler to ever exist. And it's just, I'm pretty sure the rank of Ozeki, he was around the time, I don't know if it's like he was around the time where Yokozuna was just being introduced or it was afterwards, but he honestly could have, since he's wearing the Suna belt in his flashback, he had to be recognized as like a Yokozuna. Because those belts are only given to them, even though his highest rank was Ozeki. Because I know somewhere in the history of sumo, Ozeki was the peak rank.
I will agree with what Van said in the chat. In any other timeline, they'd be friends like Toto and Itadori.
Yeah, they
I
would
would say
be.
the same for
They
Lulu
for
and the
sure show
And Thor,
respect
yeah.
each other. Yeah, it's like it's a bro code. It's a lovely. They would have been bros, for sure. I'm so sad.
All right, moving on to the next fight here, we have Zero Fuku slash Hajun
Yes,
versus Buddha. And this, I'm going to bring back Van's comment earlier. Siddhartha being a god is pretty against the original ideas of Buddhism. Yes. But like we said at the beginning of this thing, inaccurate doesn't necessarily mean bad. But that is pretty inaccurate. But how did we feel about this fight? Let's start with you, Desi. You got some thoughts?
Because hear me out. You said Zero Fuku slash Hajun, right? But in reality, it even started off like that. It started off as Bishamon, which is 7 different compartments of what's because we find out that Zero Fuku split himself into 7 pieces because man was traumatized by our very own Buddha, and but he was in puberty traumatized. How dare you? That's what I wanted for myself. And the
Buddha
fact
flexed
that
on this nerd, showing him
I was like, how is
actually
it
give
fair
people
that you're
happiness.
7? I'm just like, how are you 7? And it's not fair. But then they united in one. I was like, okay, that's cool. And then he transforms, and then he transforms again. And I'm like, are you Frieza? How many transformations we're talking here? But hear me out. These are both of my favorite characters. They immediately became my favorites. Not Hajun or slash wow.
Papa?
Papillas.
A what?
Papillas. That is one of the names they refer to him as. Like, in words, it's written as Hajun, but in the anime, they keep saying Papillas.
Oh yeah, the big
yeah.
devil guy.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm just like, oh, that's who it is, taking over Zerofuku's body. And I feel like Zerofuku was cheated out of it, because realistically, he could have just gave up and been like, alright, humans win this round. And we could have moved on with our lives. And he could have grown into a better individual. And no, don't tell me no. He could have been a really good guy.
Quadruple it and give it back to him. Revive him, quadruple it again, give it back to him, and send him back up with it.
Hear me out. Humans were not meant to win this fight. Like, yes, we were meant to win this fight, but because we lost by technicality in my books because Zerofuku was tampered with in his sleep. Like, he was, what is that word? When somebody tampers with and they
sabotage.
Yeah, they sabotaged the fight from the beginning.
No, technically,
it was in his sleep before.
it is one of the other gods. It's one of the other gods that did it.
That's what I'm saying. So it wasn't even supposed to be a thing. Like at
This whole fight got tossed up into the air because originally we don't even know who was supposed to be the first combatant, who the human combatant was gonna be for this fight. Because
they were still in the selection
it was supposed
process. Yeah,
it was supposed to be Buddha versus whatever human representative.
true.
But then Buddha was like, yeah, nah, I don't agree. I don't fuck with this. And unlike Hercules, I'm actually gonna stand up to you motherfuckers.
Yeah, how do we feel about Buddha's entrance where he's just walking in through the god gate and then he's like, "Oh wait, no, the humans stand over there, right? Okay, let me just walk on over there real quick."
Just swagger walks himself over, takes the horns like, yeah, I'm fighting for humans. Go fuck yourselves.
Again, hot. Just completely hot. I was like,
I love the
Man.
personality they gave him. I swear, it's so entertaining.
I mean, it's like Brunhilde said. He's in his prime. He's in his prime. Like he's technically like a god, consistently just always in his peak because
He's
nobody
just
can stop
most
him.
childish.
Yeah, because who can tell him no? That's why he said it the way he did. He's like, I'm gonna fight for the humans.
Amongst heaven
Fight
and
me.
earth, I alone am the honored one. I saw that and I was just like, good, perfect. Give him the medal already. Give him the win.
He was like, fight me. Whoever dares, fight me. I dare you. Go ahead, do it.
I just laughed at how all the other gods were still trying to act big, and he's like, well, I'm waiting.
Exactly.
Show up.
Nobody was daring to. So I feel like that was perfect for his character. Like even if that's not who he is in us human world, in this anime, it was perfect. Did what he want. Try me. I think there was only one person who could try him, and it was Zeus. And even Zeus didn't want to argue with this man again.
Nixie, what are we feeling about this fight?
Smash.
Back to wood.
Would in fact smash Buddha any day of the week. It's call me babes.
Mhm.
No, I thought this was probably the coolest fight to come out of the series so far. How Buddha's powers work is so cool. The fact that like he was just allowed to switch teams because there wasn't anything explicitly written in the rules of Ragnarok. So
That
like
God
by
couldn't fight.
technicality he got away with it. And the fact that Zeus was like, just let him go. It's not worth forcing him to fight for the gods.
Because who can make
Zeus
him?
was ready to throw down with him. He's like, fuck
Yeah.
it, I'll go a second round.
So I really liked it. I do think like the background that they did and how these two characters had interacted already beforehand and had an intertwined past. I thought that was really interesting. And so like seeing it and then the end of the fight with the big like dragon egg hashtag dragon gang. Like coming out and then the fucking Papias some freakish hellish creature was just really cool. And that we end on a cliffhanger, very frustrating, but also like I am excited for if and when they do season 3.
I believe they've already gone through another 4 fights since the Buddha one, so they might start working on season 3.
Yes, there is currently like 1, 2, 3, 4 other fights. We're not gonna go over them because we're talking strictly anime today, unless you guys want me to tell you what the other fights are. But Van says, I feel like Buddha would have whooped Zeus. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yes.
Buddha would have put Zeus in the fucking dirt.
Go sit in timeout, Zeus. Go sit in timeout. Think about what you did.
100%.
What do we feel about Buddha's weapon? How it responds to his emotions, and like in some instances during the fight too, it responds to his emotions before he even understands what his emotions are.
That's cool as hell.
It is.
I fucking loved that.
Loved it. Loved all the unique weapons that we got to see. So great to see how He was skillful with them too. Perfect use with pretty much perfect combo with his divine power.
Honestly, I feel like they'd have to go 3v1 to beat Buddha if I'm gonna be real.
I mean, Buddha was ready to run the gauntlet of Loki, Bishamante, and the other of the seven lucky gods.
I mean,
Oh,
he
hell yeah.
By
stared them
himself.
dead in their faces when he made the announcement. He looked directly at them, the strongest of the strongest. Do something. I dare you. Come on.
But yeah, he was ready to run a 1v8 and not be bothered.
Buddha really was about to say, "Try me, bitch." Like,
No consequences at all.
I'm showing you why I'm the honored one.
Buddha's the
Exactly.
definition of "try it." I know the law.
Buddha's the definition of fuck around and find out, motherfucker.
For real.
Oh my god, I have to say this now that I remember.
Do it.
Jesus was in the stands watching this fight.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yes,
Yes!
he was.
Yep.
Jesus and the other 3 saints were in there fucking... did they show him in the anime? I legit forgot, but I know in the manga that Jesus and the other 3,
I remember
Confucius
seeing
and I don't know
Jesus,
who else,
but I don't remember.
they were in the stands during this whole thing.
I missed that.
Because I think...
God, I would have loved to see them put Jesus on the human side. I would have loved that.
You know
Oh
what?
my
That
God.
Would they
could've
have
been
allowed
so
that
bad.
because Jesus is technically God?
But
like,
he's also
capital G
technically-
God.
He was birthed. Yeah, but he was birthed by humans.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
God's son.
He is
Like
God's son.
he'd fall under the same
Technically,
he'd fall
he's
under
a
the same
demigod.
thing of Adam.
Technically,
He would
I-
fall under the same issue with Adam.
Yes,
No,
because
see, Adam
Technically,
was made
Adam
of
was
dirt.
created.
Jesus
was made
isn't
of-
And the ribs
technically a
and
god.
the ribs of and like one of the bones of a god, remember?
No, but like,
No.
yeah, but like, Jesus
wait.
literally is like basically the sperm of God.
Is the
Yes,
sperm of
but
God
is he
the
not
womb of a human?
technically...
But he's still mortal.
Yeah,
Right.
he's considered a saint or a prophet, is he not?
Yeah.
It depends on
It depends on
your
Catholic to Christian to anything.
Protestant.
Protestant.
Listen,
to
I don't care. I would have
Jewish
loved to see
to,
Jesus box up a god. I would have loved to see Jesus fight the Holy Spirit.
Knowing
You
Jesus-
kidding me?
Listen,
But
hear me
Jesus
out.
can't. He's like a pacifist.
Yes, he is. Knowing Jesus though,
No one in
would
this
have to
anime
fight
is a
on the human
pacifist.
side because his whole thing is, forgive them, God, for they not know what they do. Right? That's his whole thing, and so
He's
he
guiding humans.
He literally died on a cross because of humans, for the humans. Because if in reality, according to him, nothing could have he didn't have to go up there. He kind of chose to just chill. I mean, like, nah,
Yeah.
just let it slide.
Now he's guiding them to a victory.
So yeah, in fact, I feel like he would fight for the humans and not the gods.
Jesus, known as Islam, is considered one of the most important prophets in Islam, if memory serves.
Yes, Jesus is considered a
yes, a
prophet
prophet.
in Islam and
Also,
not
wait, actually,
the God,
it
the
wouldn't
son of
even.
God.
It technically wouldn't even be all that out of place because I forgot what story it was where Jesus straight up made a whip to chase out people trying to make money inside of the church.
Not a whip is crazy. I don't remember that in my Bible, but all right.
It's one of these older stories. I gotta find it.
No, it's cool. It's been like a decade. It's fine. I have
Can we just get to the point in history where we can start actually using Jesus and shit like this without a bunch of people getting up in arms? Please?
Oh no, but there was a bunch of controversy over how they depicted Shiva.
Mm.
I mean,
I can see that.
They still allowed it. That's why I'm like, damn.
I feel like we
They
need a good
really
1,000
missed
years.
out on putting Jesus in here.
Yeah, we need another 1,000 years before
Listen,
our
we know what the
society
church has done. I'm not
allows
gonna.
certain things.
If I get good enough to draw and I make a story like this, fuck it, I'm throwing Jesus in there.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Well, I mean, it's-
wasn't there Black Jesus, and people were already having issues by that itself?
Yeah. Fuck it. I'm writing a short novel, short light novel, and it's gonna be like my life as a background character in Jesus's story.
Hell, the Vatican has their own mascot now.
Luce! Luce with her racism rosary.
Oh my.
Yeah, so basically, if they're going so far as to make their own little mascot, who says Jesus can't box up somebody?
No, but there's a comic called Second Coming about Jesus moving into an apartment with a Superman proxy. Fuck yes!
I think there's also one. Is it Holy? What is it? There's like there's one where Jesus and Buddha are roommates, and I do think it got animated.
Yes.
Okay, so does this mean I finally get Jesus and Smite?
Saint Young Men
I feel
is
like
God,
the
you have
Jesus
to
Buddha
petition that.
roommate.
I
Hey, guys,
want
I'm
Jesus
gonna
in
bully ya.
Smite. I want his crucifixion to be his ultimate, okay? Where he just crucifies the entire enemy team and it does like critical damage.
That part
That
might
sounds
not
perfect.
fucking work.
I need it.
It could, at most, we can make it where you just see a giant cross falling out and dropping on the gods.
See, no,
Or-
that could be like one of the 2 or 3 options because you get like what 4 or 5 different.
All right, I
fightings?
hydrated.
or fucking Jesus smacks down his cross and it like creates a huge like AoE healing area where he absolves all of his teammates of their fucking damage and
Their sins, you.
crowd
Heal-
control and all of
Heals,
that.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I
So
took
he-
a sip
so-
of my drink.
You and Van officially can confirm Jesus is support.
You know
He's
what?
running
Yeah,
mid.
I can agree with that. Yes,
Wait.
Jesus would be a support.
Do you think Jesus, if he was in Record of Ragnarok, do you think he would be able to call on, like, the spirit of the Holy Ghost?
Yes.
Use it as like
Yeah.
a stand,
Oh, yeah.
like he's a stand.
Is it bad that my brain's imagining the Holy Spirit around him, kind of like
His
the
So his fucking Volin just helps him channel that better.
Yeah.
Fuck
Wait,
yes.
isn't wait,
wait, what
isn't
if I-
Jesus canonically a JoJo?
the hell is
Yes,
a JoJo?
technically.
What is a JoJo?
From
Wait.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
I didn't watch that.
Oh my god, okay, this is a great segue. This is an absolute fantastic
Before I get
segue.
distracted. Wait, before I get distracted. I imagine the spirit of the Holy Spirit on Jesus when he summons it to kind of be like I'm forgetting the exact word, but Sasuke's is it Amaterasu?
His Susanoo?
Mm-hmm.
His Susanoo, yes. Like I'm imagining the Holy Spirit as a Susanoo for Jesus. Is the only thing I can
God, that'd be
picture.
amazing.
Okay, but like
Alright,
this
so
is
let's
actually
segue.
a great segue here, because the one of the things that I wanted to talk about for Record of Ragnarok, one of the things that I in some instances I enjoy it, in some instances I am perplexed by it, but while watching Record of Ragnarok, you cannot help but notice the multitude of different styles implemented in the animation, and one of those styles I think they heavily draw on is from JoJo Bizarre Adventures.
Mm.
Am I insane?
No, I think
No.
it's definitely an influence, particularly like how they do some of the shading and definition in the faces. I would say like the eyes feel very JoJo's inspired.
Yes.
Also, Nova, you aren't the only one that dislikes Mjolnir. Van agrees.
It's
gross.
Yes.
It's gross.
It's so
squishy.
fucking gross.
How
Also,
is something supposed
the
to be hard
weapon
at the
in the
same time?
Buddha fight is gross.
The what weapon's the Buddha fight?
I don't remember
Oh,
what it's.
Zero Fuku's Misery Axe?
Yes, it's gross.
No,
I
you know
like
Meat
what's gross?
weapons.
One of the characters, one of the 7 parts of his soul, one of them specifically grossed me out, gave me all of the ick. I'm trying to remember it. I can't
Was it the
remember.
rat man?
Yeah.
The one that looks like a rat?
Yeah.
Like that's the best way I can describe his face. He just looks like if a rat became a human.
Skinny.
Not gonna lie, I
bony,
had a
no,
teacher
oh my
like
God,
that
yeah.
in high school, where his face just oh. There were
I know
some
what
very
you
mean
are.
comments said about that man, and I feel so sorry.
I know what you are. Say
You
it.
remember our
A
French
rat.
teacher? Yes, hubby remembers our French teacher in 9th grade. He looked he had a very mousy face, I will say.
Bendito. I will say I will forever have a little heartbreak for Fujuku. Yes? No?
Fujuku? What?
Our baby boy. What's his name?
Zero Fuku?
Fuku. Wow.
Not even close, Des. What the hell?
I got Uku. All right, the uku.
Just
She got
just call him
the
Zero.
uku. She got the
Just call him
uku.
Zero.
Sorry. Wrong anime. But no, Zero Fuku, I felt bad for him because realistically, he was an orphan in this world, navigating it alone, was super nice to humans. Humans are like, ew, once they see that everything that he took from them, and they're kind of doing okay for themselves, and they're just gonna, and then all he sees is Buddha coming by. He's like, you can join if you want, you know, probably clean that up off of you, and it's just like. But I feel like those
Exactly.
weren't the words you were supposed to use that day.
Hit
I
him
feel like that
10,
day,
10 times the day, 10 times the despair, and give it back to him.
and that's what happened. But that's why he hit the despair and had a mental breakdown. And he's just like, why does nobody love me? And I'm like, oh, you deserve love. Come here, baby
You
boy.
suck.
No, he needs a hug. He
No,
needs
I agree
cuddles.
with Des. I agree.
He was a lonely teenage boy. Come here, get your cuddles. No, I will raise him.
Van says, I will say my favorite fight in the entire show was Sasaki versus Poseidon.
Yes.
Sasaki
One
versus
of those.
Poseidon was a
Favorite,
great
but it was a
one.
good fight. Yes.
It was a very good fight.
What so far? What is everybody's favorite fights?
Let's go down the line. Nixie, what are your top 3?
I feel like we should finish the discussion over this fight.
Oh.
Oh, did we not finish?
I mean, I feel like
No,
we're
we
finished.
haven't. We haven't even talked about how it ended.
I mean,
Oh.
it ended with Papias, and
And
Like,
then that fight didn't end.
I mean, yeah, can't really say. I mean, we have assumptions, cause what's his name is terrified right now, Papias.
And Hades showed up.
Hades is hot.
Hades is hot.
He's the next fight.
Is he the next? I
Hades?
mean, he's mad
he
about
is
his
the
brother.
next fight.
He is mad about his brother.
So what else? Where was I? Fuck.
Cliffhanger. That's how it ended. Yes, man.
Yeah.
What did you
Okay,
want to
so
say
it
about?
goes. Basically, what's up? Should be in the basket. Turn on the lights if you have to. Basically, frickin' Buddha pieces up Zero. Zero's like, oh yeah, this was cool. Then he gets turned into
Papias.
whatever. It's that motherfucker. And then Buddha barely manages to survive, but he wins.
Yes, Buddha did win in the end.
Lost an eye for it, but you know.
He might be able to get it back. He might be able to heal that.
He's
I
a
don't know.
fucking
Oh, yeah.
god.
Right.
I mean, with the medical equipment they're throwing around, it would be weird if he didn't.
I think the eyeball's somewhere on the stage. They might just be able to pop it back in. Who knows?
But God,
That is what the shows are. Yes.
I'm brain farting. Damn it.
I mean, there isn't much else to say about it, though. Like, we've kind of reached the conclusion of that fight. Papias
Yeah, and then they
came
show-
and Buddha took
That's-
care of him. Buddha won.
We can
Barely won. We got to see Buddha angry.
Mhm.
Y'all got to see him with his hair down.
Oh yes. Sorry.
Buddha did the Voland, which I guess is, but which we never said. The Voland was something that Brunhilde got from Buddha.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But
but he managed to do that with the Axe of Despair, and that's how he made the Zero Fuku sword.
Cliffhanger, that's how it ended. I only half liked the show, and even I was like, wait, don't end it here. I do believe we are indeed going to get a season 3 where they are going to they are going to finish up the last 4 fights. Do you guys want to know what the last 4 fights are going to be, or do you want to wait for that?
You can say their
Isn't
names.
it 5 fights left?
No, last 4.
Because we've done
They-
6,
the-
and there's
there have been 4 more fights that have stepped up and finished.
wait.
Yeah.
Isn't it supposed to be 13?
yeah, it's supposed to be 13.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
we're the
But
manga is
there's
reaching
7 more fights.
The manga is
Hold on, I
reaching
can't
near
match
its
that.
end, but
Yes.
no, just correct me if I get this order wrong, Nova. It's Hades versus Qin Shi Huang,
Yep.
Then it's Tesla versus Beelzebub.
Yep.
Oh fuck.
Ooh.
Then it's Then it's Apollo versus King Leonidas.
Yep.
They're going heavy on the Greek
And
gods.
then it's
Susanoo no Mikoto versus Soji Okita.
yeah, I wasn't gonna get either of those names correct, but I knew what that fight was.
Okay,
Did
to
the
be
best.
fair, Tesla not like I imagine Tesla coils and electricity, but I also like he did make a death ray in real life, which is why I'm very excited for the Tesla
You're gonna
fight.
love when they animate it, or unless you feel like reading it now to catch up.
I might
You're
read
gonna
it.
love his fight.
I might
Do-
read
I
it.
would
Everything
recommend
that
reading
he's
it.
invented will probably be on the stage. That's probably going to be his request, or that's probably going to be his
No,
Valkyrie.
His Volender?
basically the
Yeah.
his Vol it's this cool. It's gonna look really cool. It's fused with his Volant. I say read it because also the art is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I would also recommend going back to reread the previous fights we've discussed because a lot of obviously one of the worst things about manga to anime, because they are on a bit of a tight schedule, they can't always get all of the detail
Yeah.
that you'll see on the pages. So I recommend going to reread the previous fights just so you can see all the nice art.
I have.
Because that Sky Eater versus Thor's hammer was beautiful in the manga.
I feel like I have a lot to say about this anime, but I have a question about Brunhilde.
Okay.
What about her?
Are we not gonna talk about her room? About yes, she keeps praying for everybody who passed away so they could be remembered or whatnot. She seems sketchy to me, and I don't know what she's low key plotting. She's plotting, and I can't tell what it is. My brain can't keep up. Maybe she has explained it.
The only thing that gets explained in the manga, it is tied to Siegfried. That's about it.
Because
We still don't have all the answers.
even
either.
Girl is going, why are you acting this way? What's happening? And also Girl feels like low-key useless. She's
Van,
cute,
just
but
go
useless.
read it.
But
Van, just go read it.
I'm just gonna say Tesla has zero history of ever fighting or using any weapons, Lamau. I don't see him winning against anyone. I mean,
Nah, he fought against Thomas Edison. Fuck that man. Fuck Thomas Edison.
I
He
just say
stole
go
from
read it.
Nikola Tesla.
Van, just go read it because it's a good
we
fight.
could have had free
should-
light bulbs.
That's why I'm saying, Van, there's something's going on with Siegfried, and it's one of the reasons Brunhilde started Ragnarok. I still don't have all the answers. I have some, but I feel like it's better to keep quiet about it in case the anime adds more to it or decides to not add it. That's why I always say just read these things.
now, one thing I really wanted to, like, we started talking about a little bit with the different animation styles. What did you guys think about them switching and, like, going back and forth between the 3D and the 2D? Especially, it was very heavily done in the Jack Achilles fight. But what did you guys think of that? Do you think that they did a good job? Was it jarring?
I give them a 87% out of 100. They get a B+ from me on the 3D.
Given that I didn't really notice the 3D animations, like I noticed the art style would change. I just didn't notice what kind of change it was. But it wasn't such a heavy change that it was like, whoa, what is that? You know what I mean?
Oh, I know. I noticed it every time they switched. It was a little bit jarring for me. They did a good job at blending it in for the most part, but like I specifically I hated that violin thing before the Zeus fight with Hermes. That I think was the most jarring of the 3D. I think most of the 3D after that was pretty well blended in, but like after I realized that they were mixing in like 3D elements, it like anytime they introduced it, I was like, here we go again. I don't fault them for it. Like I understand that like sometimes it's a lot easier to do some things in a 3-dimensional space than a 2-dimensional space. I just was distracted then by it.
I definitely have to applaud Netflix for doing it. I feel like they're experimenting with this. Like, because I started rewatching some of the fights with hubby earlier today, and I couldn't help but just feel like there's there's experimentation happening. They're either using Record of Ragnarok as an opportunity to do the experimenting for either later down the line in the show itself, like they're gonna do something fucking nutty with it, or they're experimenting for a different project that they have in the works later down the line. So I agree that it is jarring, but I feel like they're using this as an opportunity to figure out how exactly they want to do this kind of animation style, where they meld the 3D with the 2D together. And I kind of have to applaud them for that.
Actually, yeah.
I gotta say, the fighting could be a little bit more smooth on the 2D side. I guess because when I heard it was pretty much being animated by the same studio that did Hellsing Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess that had my expectations for how much more fluid and slightly over the top these movements were gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
But I gotta say, I still enjoyed it. I'm still happy this got its anime.
Mm-hmm.
I am glad it didn't go all 3D
Yeah.
like Berserk 2017 or King and Ashura. God, I hate what they've done to King and Ashura. But I can enjoy it.
Now, Zilo, after hearing us talk about all of this, are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna leave it on the back burner kind of situation? What are your plans?
If I ever pick up a Netflix subscription again, it's going on the watch list.
I mean, I can slip you a totally legal website, totally legal. And you can watch it there. Like, it, again, totally legal, totally like it's got a very affordable subscription. That's what I'll say.
You don't keep.
Absolutely.
Anyway, going back to the
I mean,
3D thing, I was
my
just kind
knees
of
are wobbling
waiting.
over, to be honest.
Has anyone here ever seen Ari Ferretta?
Yeah.
More specifically, season 1.
Yeah.
I don't think I have, no.
So
Yeah.
in season 1, they used CGI for a lot. And so I think having watched that before I watched this, the 3D didn't really bother me as much because it is absolutely jarring in Ari Ferretta season 1 to see, like, to go from 2D to them using CGI. So I don't think it bothered me as much.
Okay, fair enough. Well,
Just want to throw
we're
that out there.
we're getting close to that time now, so let's go ahead and finish off our final remarks with our top 3 favorite fights. We'll start with Nixie. What are your top 3, or even top 5?
I'm gonna say my top 3 is Buddha versus Zirafugu, Hercules versus Jack the Ripper. I think the Poseidon fight. I think those are my top 3.
Okay, fair enough. Desi?
It's kind of similar. We got Buddha, then we have Jack, and then, honestly, Adam.
Fair. Should I ask Zilo?
Oh, yeah, you can ask me.
Okay, Zilo, your top 3.
All right, number 1, we've got Jack versus Hercules. Number
Okay.
2, we've got Hercules versus Jack.
Okay.
And number 3, we've got Jack versus Love.
Okay, cool. Understandable.
No, but seriously, and probably Jack would be my favorite. Jack versus Hercules. Adam, and then I mean, Buddha probably out of that.
Fair. Draco, your top 3.
My top 3. Adam, Zeus, Raiden, Shiva. What was I don't like take. I want to add the Jack and Hercules in there, but I also like it's sort of like third place. Well, even though it should be higher, third place to me just feels tied between the Jack versus Hercules and Buddha versus Buddha versus Zero.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm also gonna throw it out to Van because I made Van watch all of Record of Ragnarok. So while I'm throwing out my top 3, Van, do you wanna share what your top 3 fights are with us? But my top 3 for first place definitely is a tie between Zeus versus Adam and Jack versus Hercules. I honestly cannot decide which one of those 2 fights that I like more. Second place is Buddha versus Zero Fuku. That was a wonderful, wonderful spectacle. I loved that one. And then third place would have to be Kojiro versus Poseidon. I love the themes of all of those fights. I love the spectacles of all of those fights. They were absolutely amazing in my opinion.
Solid choices.
Thank you.
Yes. Honestly, this anime, I will say, out of 5 stars, I am gonna give it a 4.8.
Fair. Nixie, what do you give it out of 5?
I'm gonna give it a 4 just because season 1 was a little weak for me compared to season 2, but I do think it's getting better as it goes on. It's just some of that pacing is wacky.
Fair.
But it's still pretty high up on my list.
Zelo, the 2 episodes, the 2 fights that you watched.
I watched more than 2 episodes.
You watched more than 2 episodes. That's why I corrected myself and said the 2 fights that you watched. What is your ranking?
4 out of 5 because it's better than mid. I'm definitely gonna go back and keep watching it.
Okay.
So to be fair, I have to say it's not a mid anime in my opinion. To be more like on the nose, like a 6 maybe out of 10 to give it a better idea of what it is in my opinion.
Okay,
and
fair enough.
Keep in mind for anyone questioning, I haven't finished it yet, so we'll see if it gets better.
He watched 2 fights. He watched the Hercules and Jack and the Adam and Zeus one, which, you know what?
To be fair, I've been trying to fight to get Spotify back up to date this week.
Totally understandable. All right, Draco, the anime, not the manga, the anime. What do you give it out of 5?
Anime, I give it a 3.5. Unfortunately, just due to the fact that I read the manga, I know there's just there's a lot of art that was just way better portrayed, and there are a few scenes that get cut out here and there. Like I said, my expectations for its animation was a little high just due to who was animating it, and it did feel like they sort of cut corners right there, but it still got me to feel the hype that I got when I was reading it before it even had an anime. So solid 3.5.
Fair enough.
If by season 3 the fights become even smoother and they get all their eggs, like everything settled and tightened up, it could obviously be higher.
So
solid reasoning.
3.5. 3.5.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Myself, I teeter between 3.5 and 4 stars. It's not my favorite anime of all time, but it is my favorite stupid fight anime of all time. Because as much as I did proclaim at the beginning that inaccurate doesn't necessarily mean bad, and I do believe that in my heart, some of the inaccuracies did boil my brain a little bit. It boiled my blood a little bit. Specifically, fucking Mjolnir being a meat monster.
Did I realize we walked over
What?
Adam's 2 sons hugging each other?
Cain and Abel, yeah.
they were so brotherly in love. It made me giggle.
But yeah, it's not my favorite anime. It's got some pitfalls. It's got some issues. Pacing being one of them. The fact that there is just so much fucking exposition is a little annoying at times. I will agree. That being said, it is good. It is very, very good for what it is, and that is just a dumb fight anime. It is the anime that is only the tournament arc, and I can very much appreciate that. Some of the things that they have done with the mythologies and the stories, I enjoy, like Jack the Ripper, how they gave Jack a backstory, and it was a good backstory, in my opinion. I very much like some of the things that they do. Some of the things I'm not a very big fan of, which is why I can't really give it much higher than like a 3.5, maybe a 4 if I'm in a good mood.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
No,
where
if
I
you ever
sit.
just want another story that's pretty much an entire tournament arc
Yeah.
coming in Ashura for you, I recommend reading it cause especially if you're not a fan of 3D.
Okay.
Especially if you're not a fan of 3D, I just recommend reading it. But all right, that's our 2 hours.
Hell yeah.
So for next week, we are going to talk about Air Gear. I can't wait. I can't wait for you guys have to watch that. I always feel like mine are just the most up there in the air. So I genuinely can't wait. All I can say is its music is so catchy. But other than that, anything you guys want to promote? Left to right, right to left, up to downs.
Anybody got anything cool going on?
I'm off work tomorrow, so I might get a sneaky little stream in.
Ooh.
I haven't
Honestly,
played
same.
the Fortnite season at all, so mayhaps Fortnite during the day.
I'm a DM you, but like maybe duo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Possible trio
There's
if anybody
that.
else can.
Nova, if you want to teach me to play Smite, I'm also open to that. And then
Oh,
doing
fuck
Fortnite with
yes.
you guys later.
Fuck yes, I'm so down for that.
There's that. So, what about you, Zelo?
I work tomorrow.
Fucking same.
No, I'll just say real quick. Nova, Nixie, and Dez. Draco and I have a question for you after we end stream, so just hang around for like 2 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
You, Dez, you got anything you want to promote?
I would say I have nothing going on. There's
Damn it,
barely
Dez,
any
I threw
brain
up the
cells.
layup
There's 2 brain cells. I'm trying. I don't recall
for the
anything.
VTuber Awards.
Not just me.
Perfect layup.
Technically, that can go for everybody. You honestly,
I don't
you
stream
should go for we should be put the link in chat so anybody willing to can vote for us
I'm on
for the VTuber Awards. There is
'Cause
many
they're-
categories, but I feel like this podcast is an up and coming rising star. And
There's Rising
it's just
VTuber
women.
Awards.
There's many subsections. Like there's creative, there's a singer, drawer.
I'm kind of trash at everything, though. I doubt I'd get picked.
Sir, you were on the list last year as honorable mention. So you were picked by somebody. You were honestly somebody's pick. So, with that being said,
Yeah, I don't know who the hell picked me last year.
I was somebody sent me a screenshot. I was like, "Hey, did you know you were mentioned in the awards?" What?
That's cool. But yeah, if you guys can, and if you find us entertaining, please go give us a good old vote for Rising VTuber Org and for whatever other of the categories you think we fall into. Other than that, as a reminder, please, as you just keep hearing from Zelo, we do have some issues keeping the Spotify up to date. So if you guys like what you see here on Twitch, but obviously you can't catch the streams and say it's past however long the VOD can stay up. We do have a YouTube where these VODs all go up.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you ever miss an episode, it's right there. It's Project UWU _VT. Same thing for Blue Sky. Same thing for pretty much our Twitter.
And our little business card. We have one now.
Yeah, the pretty much like that little link tree that connects all of the things for Project UWU.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We
The
gotta work on
TikTok.
putting that in the description.
Well, if I remember for Tuesday, because I work tomorrow as well.
Gotcha.
But other than that, who should we rate out to?
Potatoes. Zelo, it's your turn.
But not my turn. Draco and I rate out during our Tuesdays and Fridays.
You right. All right. Rock paper scissors, ladies?
I mean, I've only got one person that we could really rate out to, so and I feel like I make a lot of the recommendations, so why don't y'all pick one today?
All right. Grom the
Yeah.
Orc. It is. Grom the Orc.
Yeah.
He's a wholesome little. I don't
Where
worry.
you dropping the name? Are you
I'm
gonna
just
start
gonna
it?
do it. I'm just gonna do it.
I
got it.
completely forget I've given all of you fucking mod privileges.
Mhm.
But
Currently.
Thanks.
No, go for it. I almost knocked the mouse off. Don't worry about it.
Thanks for everybody who showed up and showed out today. We greatly appreciate y'all being here on our podcast days, engaging in the conversation, and just listening to us talk about anime in general. Please go ahead and follow each and every single one of these beautiful individuals, starting from that end to the table over here. We got at Draco Storm, our awesome Draco friend here. We've got at Zelo_Wolf, our wolf pirate captain boy. He's a good boy. Go follow him. We've got Desiree Lovely, who is our beautiful cat mama over here. And then our sweet sea Dwagoness at Nixie Royd. Go give them all a great follow. And then always you can follow myself at Mama Nova VT. You can click our names in the title to find ourselves quicker. But yeah, drop us all a follow. We're all great people.
Holy crap.
Yay!
Woo! And stick around for the raid, because we're raiding Grom the Orc. And here is the raid message. I gotta put that one together real quick. Please stand by one moment.
Oh, I got this. I got this.
But hurry,
believe-
but hurry. We're out of time.
That's
Thank
the
you
raid
all so very much.
message.
Stay
There you
safe.
go.
Stay weird.
We got it!
May the power of Uber protect you. Peace.